Друзья, всем привет! Вы на канале Квант Метал, и сегодня мы продолжаем играть в диско Elysium. Всем приятного просмотра! Так, чтобы вспомнить, на чем мы остановились, вообще классно было. Мы нашли какие-то вещи. По-моему, нам надо было в бар. Почитайте свой журнал, регистрации, выберите название отдела. Будьте у садовника или в магазине курить, шатырный спирт. Ты же садовник.
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
Ты еще остались твои соли.
Sure, I'm done with them.
О, кстати.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. Pneumonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Все равно не получилось.
Nor does the wind right now.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. No, this is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers to complete. You need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
Идти поговорить с местными, заняться чем-то другим, пока ветер не переменится.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it with special bonuses and
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go. Active decay. It's okay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow!
Так, но мы не можем пока. Не можем. Дорога домой. Что значит усвоит? Тряпка, это не операционный полицейский, не человеческий. Тряпка, прежде всего, собраться. Туда не попасть. Можно пойти с кем-то еще познакомиться. Что-то нельзя.
Yes?
Ким.
No response. He just arches his brow.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your...
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Focus on other...
Your heart beats twice like a fist. The serotonin, the lieutenant blinks, his mouth slightly open.
Excuse me, I was lecturing you. I shouldn't have. You should consult a medical professional if you feel that you need help. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth.
This habit of dispensing wisdom has been brought to his attention before. He will not think less of you for lashing out. He is trying to curb. A moment passes. The lieutenant
как
glances
интересно.
at the
What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
Вообще ничего
Do
не
you
знаю.
want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. That's us, the Revashol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
Ревашольская. Гражданская милиция.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
The lieutenant adjusts his collar.
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression.
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
Знаешь ты, чего участник ретроградной амнезии.
Better still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again?
Странно.
There's no reason to. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. They didn't identify. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as. That's right. Good.
Обычно как предмет, я не знаю, что это какой. Плиты. Какая-то забастовка. Ты кто, пацан? А, это тут книжный магазин. Преступления, романы. Биография известных людей. А ну ладно. Книга. культуре. Эта книга не очень понятна, о чем она. Выдержка требуется даже для того, чтобы прочесть имя автора. Книга по паштету. Обложки очень мускулистые. Прям как я. На этой обложке роспись лежит полуобнаженная дама. Эротическая литература. Пацанов нельзя положить.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is
А
open.
девочка.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. School? Well, mine is a big yellow building on Boogie Street, and the people there run it. They say it's...
The gale wind blows in from the coast, a wind of needles. It wraps itself around a building of brick and mortar. Somewhere, a clamor rings through the honeycomb of classrooms. Remorse, the parquet of assembly halls, the rows of stall bar. You haven't heard a word of what she's been saying these past few moments. You only hear...
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. Mum says it's peachy.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
Ничего себе.
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather. No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Maybe I can
Нет,
tell you
давайте
about some of
хватит.
our books instead.
Что, пойдем в этот магаз.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. the trash collection service, CS Municipal.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and
Thank you anyway.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. I think fugue states are more your forte, officer. Yes. Absolutely out of the...
You wait and see, cafeteria, absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger, then we sing this place to shit.
Может, с дамой поговорить.
Hello again, sweetie. Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
Что
It
такое?
means I can't use my legs. I was in an accident some years back, injured in the line of duty, as they say.
Блин, ну ты что тут? Криптозоолог.
Nothing so glamorous, dear. Though when I was young, I dreamt of planting the Revasholian flag on some figurative peak. I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere. And well, once I happened to be on, I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was
Можно ли
compensated exceptionally well.
про
One can
Elysium?
only dream of such payoffs nowadays. That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're...
There is no bitterness in her voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition inspires a long time ago.
Блин, какие-то здесь грубые реплики. Спросите Куна, знает ли он что-нибудь о том. Кто такой Куна? А, у меня почти все, собственно. Древний фонтан. А что, туда нельзя пройти?
This postlavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Почтовый ящик. Погладить. Или пнуть.
There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Levantorie mail collection box. Its sounds betray your toe has suffered damage. It hurts.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box.
Вот это здорово показали.
I don't.
He must see the box as the weaker of the two, and you as a bully. Something he doesn't stand for.
Говорит,
The mail
наркомания.
collection box has no faith in your volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revashol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit together.
О, да, то, что я хотел. Мы обошли.
Hey, what's that noise down there?
There must be another way into the building.
Вот здесь, да?
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette.
Not looking for any trouble, officer. There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth.
Hmm.
Ask him if he's got anything to spare.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
My
Я не
name?
понял.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us.
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question. What were you?
It was my Sunday friend.
Воскресный
A
звук.
Sunday friend. How intriguing. Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer. He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections. Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching, spying on you three.
No. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Позвать. Да фиг знает, давайте попробуем.
This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in a...
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
But, hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though it's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
Камень. Вон тот камень. Там, наверное, ключ лежит.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something, there's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments and the man can be in any of them. We'll just have to go in and see.
В смысле? О. Квартира 12.
This door has been closed with a padlock. The chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11. — It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. No reply.
Why would we want to break into some random citizen's apartment?
The lieutenant looks at you for a long moment.
I suppose if one were committed to it, there's a pair of chain cutters in the kinema.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging. The walking stops abruptly. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communal from the looks of it. The room is big.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Угу. Не та квартира. Коробочка. Бабуля. Отряд для расстрела богачей.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. Go ahead then. What do you want to know, policeman? I'm no one. If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down.
Oh, you'll find plenty of martins here. Don't you worry. Pea-brain, someone played a trick on you. Martinaise is a name for anyone who comes from Martinaise, like Jim Jamrock or Raoul.
Oops, you really didn't get the joke there.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Yes, I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show, and
What's he in trouble for? Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the...
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Ask away, policeman. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone. No one lives there. It's been empty for months. Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you? Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans. Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community. Something to do with all those stars around his door. That's what I said, astrology.
the lieutenant shakes his head as though to say, let it go. Come on, people. Try to keep up. She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into...
Ой. Ой.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor. A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius. It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite is red from the cold. She's faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the
Не
room
пойму, о
with
ком он
them.
говорит. Кто-то пробил стену. А, это он типа сам с собой говорил. Балкон.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down Rue de Espérance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Может прикрикнуть на нее.
Sod off, pig man. Art is above the law.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
А, она что-то тут разлила.
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two the woman on the boat does not notice.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know?
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beaut. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasion. I thought I'd mix it up. You know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti? We rarely see.
She wants it to be something true and total.
Нет идей, такое бывает. Я люблю паблик-арт. Не люблю это.
Let's be realistic. What are you going to do? Throw her off the balcony?
You heard your partner, Piggy.
I don't condone the idea of using physical force on her. She's a girl.
I ain't no snitch, pigsty.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant.
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a...
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Or what? You'll push me off this ledge and pry the bucket from my dead hand. Watch your back, ungulate.
Блин. А это что за дверь? Какая-то котельная. Я нашел штаны. Вот это я детектив. Да не бойся, это Синди спала. Я что-то не понял. Дверь заржавела. Ой, я заначку нашел. Наверное, не в ту дверь пошел. А что? А, ну мы опять здесь. Не надо было не сюда. Не открывается.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
А, ну туда можно типа к лодке сходить.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top.
Good morning, officers. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Beaton, my maiden name. I meant you, the Revashol Citizens Militia. Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunken...
What is implied here? That you're a drunk?
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she
Why, yes I am. The boat? No, it is called...
The word, it, feels strange. Such a breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of...
Okay, because it was manufactured in Revashol East by a company called... What? I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you. My sloop?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so...
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revashol industrial harbor.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revashol, between the...
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Так, ладно, с яхтами разобрались.
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
She nods.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revashol. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike. I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Получается, что забастовка связана с жертвой.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Громила 220.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organisation now. What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organisation now. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
3 недели.
Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. Everard Clare is of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous... He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone... Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that it's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something...
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but and your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Опа.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what the point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. Every worker, a member of the board.
Каждый рабочий направление.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, about what? About anything really, it needs the signature. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
Король мертв, здравствует рабочий.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Не пойму. Я услышал это от боя, что ошивается в ворот. Она... Бой — это какой-то лексикон?
This checks out.
Mr. Clare told him to fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Of course. How else can I help?
Так, ну просто
Quite a
могу
few
так
things,
поговорить.
I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
О, признаться.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Блин, интересно, стоит признаться, что он алкоголик? Хотя мне до сих пор кажется, что ему какой-то пластилин подсунули.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCA.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Ах ты сучка.
Hang on. She's a
Я так и
professional
думал.
negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see...
You're in, but expect her...
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Так, такого у нас еще не было. А, может быть...
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and you know, not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. I'm sure you will, Detective. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're... What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Боже, богато, дайте мне денег.
Is what you want to say, but look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eye. Why, yes. Tucked while dull orange pearls hang from her hair. Now look at you. You misery-clad simian. You're poor. Poor as balls.
Ой.
You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Я не стыдно.
Oh God.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
О, ничего себе.
Voila, you're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Деньги.
Of course. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament?
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. Whoa, whoa! Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot. Train to Moneytown. Can you eat honor?
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I... It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revashol.
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place...
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the union also produces the product? Says...
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the dock workers union. Still, every chain has its weak link. The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver...
You'll be indebted to her, in a way. But one step ahead of the union in another.
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about...
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement.
Well, here's your chance, officers. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revashol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable. The
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand. How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were screened.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
Yes? Excellent. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. Of course, Detective.
О, да. Можно пойти. А, нет, так не пойти. А, Куну это мелкий. Я понял. Ё-моё, вот это, конечно, охота. Так, в карете у нас монтировка должна быть. Или как там, болторез.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out
Взять
toolbox,
рацию.
and the frequency tableau lights up, and the green button, the soft purr of electrical kit.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? It will take just a moment.
Her voices fade out.
Gottlieb.
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh.
Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan? No love for you here.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol.
There is no surprise in his voice.
What else? I'm not. Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes. Say, who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important things to do. What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
So it's political. You're being neglected.
And no, I don't.
It's not fucking cryo-acta-latte. It's super glue, Doc.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on.
Received.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get.
Just wait.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You could hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
No, not me. No, sorry. I don't. People don't have the money.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. The union would get angry. You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their...
Garbage.
I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. With the union. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, go on. You mean why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir. What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring Gar into this. It's none of your business. I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir. Clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it. I am sorry about that.
Опа.
Anything else, detective? No, absolutely not.
Ouch. That's like 20 points of pride damage right there, buddy.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags when she was still working there.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skewer thing happened. It just made me want to quit. The stuffed bird, the great skewer. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like... I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
Третий вариант просто такой топчик.
Didn't seem like you had fun doing it, though.
Блин, ну...
You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Так.
Does it... Yes, hello. Oh, great.
А, ну все.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle.
10-4, what's your status? Over. 10-18, 10-20, over. Ten 18, 10 20, over. State your message, sir, over. 10-9, repeat message, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious...
10-22, the captain. This sounds bad. Bad and scary.
Is it him? What? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge? Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think? It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He's asking you to stop, says this is...
Of course it's serious. He lost his
Satellite officer Dietmar concurs, losing your badge is serious. Over. He says this...
Oh goddamn it.
Satellite officer Dietmar is wondering if you might be joking and...
Mullen dicked us.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen.
What's going on?
Super cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your badge.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9.
New heights?
Ask him. Sergeant Orson wants...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone.
Блин, ну и детектив.
Don't sweat it, Bratan. You don't need a gun to have fun. We can still have fun.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over. Ten 1, you're breaking up. 10-9, repeat please. Over. 10-9, come in, officer. Over.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his phone.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will...
Satellite officer Maclay.
The fuck do you need a gun for? Look at the pythons on your arms. Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
It's a single-shot kill A9. An armistice, to be precise.
Says it's a kill 9. Armistice? What, is he a fucking...
Clearly he doesn't have his fillet. Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh, this isn't really a...
Mac can face a giant of Coco Noor by himself. But...
Oh,
I'm not going to.
ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia.
Now is a good time to say fuck and ass and so on. That'll make this all right.
That's a negative. No.
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure have vanilla waffles with yellow.
Shut up, Chester. This is... Tell him to apologize.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims that you made about his mother. Over. He says he's...
Okay.
Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun.
That's the satellite officer. 10-4, affirmative. Officer.
Oh, God.
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Okay, 10-4, sir.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. Be smart about this. Ask if he...
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12 here. Over.
What?
He wants to verify the information.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen. Hi.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over. 10-4.
Hold up, Jules. He doesn't fuck.
Seems like it, sir.
No, fuck him.
Sorry, sir. Anything more I can do for you? Over. 10-9, repeat message. Sir, I will not have you talk to me in this manner. Over.
What? What?
He seems intoxicated.
Mullen's drunk and... Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics.
10.
You probably don't want to continue on this road.
No, sir, I haven't. You're not really keen on mentioning your home life, so I've always assumed. 10-4.
Does he actually want...
He asked if...
For God's sake!
Sir, satellite... So, was there anything else? Understood, sir. Over. 10-4,
What does he want?
He's asking for...
Is he fuck?
I don't think he...
Don't give that...
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. Anything else, sir? Over. Roger that.
18 kilometers to the south. The small rock.
What is going on here? Did something happen?
What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He's lost his badge and his sidearm. He seemed confused, delirious even.
Mac, the torso Torson, is finger fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely and apparent.
Yeah, Mullen was fucked, alright. Sounded fucking drunk to me.
Yeah, Mac's right. This was some gnarly shit there.
Enough!
We must help him.
Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink?
I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't.
Mac, man the door. You know what he told me? I don't want to get back. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this.
I guess I can hold off the report for a few days.
Good. Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call.
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in a metallic drawer.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. The pry bar feels cold, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. It's robust, lets you see the pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook. The white suede feels luxurious as you tap on.
There's no use, press.
Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive.
This is the
motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises. Nothing, nothing.
No, I'm afraid not. We have a murder case on our hands, remember? A motorized vehicle, officer. The Caprice motorcar does
In the cabin, you see.
Так, ну все. Так, у нас тут куча всего. Очки навыков 2. Управляйте интеллектуальной стихией, разложите мир по полочкам. А мы можем поднять очко одно? Так, нам надо поговорить с Куна. А, или вообще давайте почитаем. Нет, это не то, что мне хотелось бы. Возместить ущерб можно. Он какой-то новый человечек.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Well? Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure.
It's good you paid before 9 p.m., or your door would have been locked electronically. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes, not the...
He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, already facilitating the offering of services.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
Yes?
А, подожди. Дай спеть.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Yes?
Нет, петь не дает. О, кстати, дверь открылась, смотрите.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood. As you step in, it must be his name. Garanzi. Garanzi Quebec. Sounds representative.
Garanzi.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you...
Фигня какая-то.
You see a heavy steel door with a You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. The cobalt blue surface feels roughed. The door does not budge.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
А, видимо, еще можно раздвинуть эти штуки. Ну ништяк, это все, что ты можешь мне сказать? Так, ну тогда пойдемте. Надо еще раз почитать. У меня опять уровень есть. Ай, стоп, еще можно какие-то предметы, которые плюсики дают. Ну-ка. Богемный утырок. Так, ну у меня что-то есть тут, да, фонарики я всякие взял.
An old call box with a matrix of push and off-key melody.
Kudos! Please stop. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken and the book's...
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead.
Блин, ну это жестко. Не хочу. Так, мы не почитали задание. Смотрит тело. Зайдите в инвентарь и используйте взаимодействие с испорченным. Нажмите взаимодействовать. Треугольник надо.
It's the legend found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint... There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? It's a metaphor. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property. Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
It depends. Aside from...
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag, they're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100. Work, strife, poverty, the general quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest 2. That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. It's okay.
God knows I've made my share. He tries not to. Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The hand...
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yet 2. That's a lot. I didn't mean to say... That's okay.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation, yes, all others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an unexpected location, and you like this grimy murdering. don't you? It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you...
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one, the man. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died.
Человек в
It
голове.
was a workplace
Нормально
accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid for the tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The word inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. A satisfying slash sounds across things to be done and things already done. The composition.
No, actually. Any ideas?
Ой, четвертый вариант. Говно на палке.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. These are quite sinister in turn. They give a dozen pages of thin copy paper. Bright color of the irises. Predation marks. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and what delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copy of paper.
Посмотреть материал дел.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are red blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Блин, я что-то сожрал. Почему?
It's just a racist mug. What's this? Oh boy, here we go. What are you? But it was in the...
Я что-то нифига не понял.
It's just a racist mud, but it will not.
Так. Какая-то логика. А, нет, можно так повышать. Но не точно. Кто сложил один?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and...
All right. Ready? I turn.
He's down playing his... The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The round page jumps, and the engine of the lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great...
There she is. Revashol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revashol are all recognizable. They shimmer. A rat brazenly darts past you, and in the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime.
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. It runs all... There are so many. The last row, that's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were.
Son, here is where we score your life performance.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? No shame in working a regular job, detective. This next row, wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. Right. Those are your confirmed kills.
Confirmed kills? That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the...
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man. Honestly, babe.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, but it seems as though you are, or at least were, one...
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say really.
Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
Everyone has... Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please, the lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Oh. Шапка. Бомжовская шапка. Вот это, наверное. Статистика. Так. Ну что ж, неплохо. Сейчас еще... Я забыл, что надо было с ним поговорить.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah, like a...
You were lucky you didn't die there.
Yeah. Kuno's got some advice for you. What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid. Yeah?
You were lucky you didn't die there.
Yeah. What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a... The fuck about it? Probably climbed. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in my... I don't know. Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. No, Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis. Just a couple of...
Yeah, you tell the faggoty Kuno.
Your test...
Get lost.
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
Yeah? Think about it.
He seems glad someone understood what he was going for. But
watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno! Help! Help! He's... name, Kuno? Somebody, please! No! Get up, Kuno, you sick fat fuck!
Thump. The blow connects surprisingly well, leaving your knuckles tingling. Kuno feels it. This was no light tap.
What?
Officer, this is very far from normal police conduct.
For heaven's sake, he thinks. This has gone too far. Don't make this...
Okay, pig.
If this act was about him trying to establish dominance over you, it's safe to say things didn't go as he'd...
Kuno knows to respect that violent shit. You should see Kuno's dad. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything.
The creature behind the fence has fallen ominously silent. Only her eyes are alive, jumping from actor to actor.
Куна и Куно. Ё-моё.
Okay, pig. Talk to Kuno. We're back in this shit. The fuck do you want? Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want? That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy dink. Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen, listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that up there. Now
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
Pig, believe it, you...
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready.
Alright, pig. As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you.
There's more to his distrust than being a pig. He feels
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes? Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno...
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak loud.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh?
The kid may have something there. He's already come up with...
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did...
Stop turning it...
Yeah, get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
А, ни хрена себе.
Kuno doesn't fucking...
А, видимо, все-таки, ну хрен знает, может есть.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's
наконец-то
the smell
сняли.
of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Did you have...
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulder. The material appears to be ceramic, delicate and fragile. They feel these are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil. Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable.
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics. They usually hang them completely.
Fucking talking about underpants.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabulary has deemed it too for a full set, about 4 years of wages. By catching, do you mean, let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
What was that about the constabulatory before? You need to push some buttons if you want to recruit a lieutenant in a conspiracy.
Нет, мы не будем этого делать.
Of course. That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. Just something I scraped together from my station.
He's not actually sure of that. He's just being tactful.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound fills the air. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates, where they separate into smaller ones, like the scales of some ancient white monster. This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils as you push downward.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I said. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? Maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot, and there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been...
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. All right then. You can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield...
The cadaver slowly twists. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Oh my, There's something on the belt, a familiar word that speaks to the thirst with vermilion in yellow letters along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo.
Extremely. Industrial strength, the kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Like in a circus, when the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to... I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes.
No, you feel like it was something else. But what?
Yes, it often is. This bell worries me. It's not merely polyester. This makes getting him down much more problematic. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch.
The cadaver hangs an intricate... His corpse is marked by stars, alcohol, and heartbreak. Your fist clenches suddenly.
He's up to it.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out a stink.
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great century machinery, maybe. But this seems more particular.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you.
So am I.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
A Trigger Sunshine.
Shit, Kuno! What the
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kids.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by. His eyes are dark brown hair grows on his head. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features.
Why do you think so? Okay.
I'm gone. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past, way out in the... I'm a joke. Look at me. There is nothing funny about jokes. A killer
takes one to know one.
Go ahead, Copper. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you! Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Here you go, you loony. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. No, you don't. Between you, because you have. Do I remind you of someone? No, not quite. Be fair now. Sure I do. Maybe I was getting my rocks off. It's a mishmash, Copperbolo. You think I'm Messinian, don't you? For you, this is how people from... Well, I'm not from Messina, am I? You think I am. You think I was a racist because this lump looks military and has tattoos. Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you? Captain Copperdromo, I fear we are drifting away. Fixating on sexuality again. Let's go. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violet. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You're trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus. An explosion.
So, what do you think? I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with...
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Malicious laughter erupts.
Big
The lieutenant's face is made of stone.
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think. There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first. I agree.
There are crows
totally dead. Absolutely.
But there is no breath to catch.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremities.
Of course. You have questions. Come back later, Corpo.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it. Someone else? You mean like the police? Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't climb up there, and there has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How? It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work.
Yeah, now we're talking.
No miss!
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
But what else can we do? I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case.
Confirmed. It's unsafe. But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Yes, we do. We are not getting him down already. Not getting him down is a task that's already accomplished.
How do you plan to get him down, then? With social sensibility? Are you going to educate him down? He breathes out.
Oh yeah, do this shit! Fuck it up!
I'll blow his head off.
Take it!
Yeah, take the
Silence, with his elbow sharp, and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements.
God damn it.
He feels bad about it. About his eyes, mostly. Just having bad eyesight.
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
Remain collegial, officer. It was an honor. No, we are lucky as it is. Any more mistakes could put us in an I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead. I'm not...
This is the so...
Yeah, take it, you fucking banani boyka! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
The cold piece of bakelite. Kuno is silent. The buckle comes into focus.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss. Oh, what? You gonna fuck me? Do it! Set me free!
You feel as though it would be dangerous to set this...
Don't.
Do it!
Intense shit, copper.
Could waved his gun! It wasn't intense, it was...
Your field of... As you wait, your breath...
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
The lieutenant
Fucking put...
didn't shoot me. There is sincere disappointment on her face. This kid was expecting pandem.
We need to access the harbor and ask the leader of the Union to have it taken down. They have the tools, and they have men. We need to access the harbor and ask... I did not want us to be indebted to Evrard Claire. I wanted...
You need to suck my dick!
He's a dangerous and corrupt man, and we cannot predict what he will want from us in return.
Так, я думаю, что на этом прервемся, уже 2,5 часа стримим. И продолжим уже в следующий раз. Спасибо, что смотрели. Пока-пока.